Please take a moment to appreciate these beautiful words shared at the celebration of life for Rodney Finley and his wife Tanisha Finley. They're shared by the children of Rodney and Tanisha Finley and the mother of Tanisha Finley.
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to thank you for being here today. I know that my parents meant a lot to so many of you, and seeing all of your faces brings a little comfort in a time that is anything but comforting. Losing my parents the way we did is something I never imagined. It's hard. It's heavy. It's devastating. And honestly, I'm trying to still wrap my head around it. But what I do know is my parents were love. They were strength. They were the kind of people that you can call in the middle of the night and they show up. They didn't just raise me, they shaped me. And they loved me, and they loved hard. They loved each other, our family, and their community. So today, even though I'm standing here with a broken heart, I want to speak on the legacy that they leave behind, because they were more than just this loss. They were a light that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Let me start with my dad. If you knew him, you already knew that he was a comedian of the family, always smiling, always cracking jokes, finding a way to make people laugh even when they didn't feel like it. He had a way of lighting up any room he walked in. He wasn't just funny, he had a really big heart. My dad showed love through action. He looked out for everybody, whether you were family or somebody he just met in passing. If he could help anyone, if he could help you, he would. That's just how he moved. And if you knew our relationship, you knew he didn't just say, I love you with words, he said it through actions. Whether that was asking me about my car tires, he would ask me and text me, blow my phone up. Did you change your oil yet? How's your tires? You still riding around with the engine light on? And I said, well, the car started and the music bumped. That's all, I'm good. That's it for me. But he showed love through checking on you, making sure you were straight, and making sure your speakers were loud enough to drown out your worries. He also loved sports. He loved his family. And he loved his YouTube. Something shifted in him when he started his YouTube. I watched my dad find purpose, real purpose. Every Tuesday, he'd be in the loft that he'd turn into a game room, lights set up, background clean, game systems everywhere, and he'd go live for hours, vibing with his supporters, talking about life, talking about his family, telling stories, dropping wisdom, cracking jokes, and just being himself. You could tell he really loved it. He felt seen. He felt like he was doing something that mattered, and honestly, he was. He touched people, not just here, but everywhere, throughout his videos, throughout his words, throughout the kind of man he was. My dad did everything to make sure we were straight. He provided, he protected, he poured into us. And if you ask me, I think he fulfilled his purpose. I really do. I couldn't have asked for a better father. I'll carry his laughter, his lessons, and his love with me for the rest of my life. My dad was one of a kind. And if I had one more day with him, I wouldn't ask for anything fancy. I just want one more laugh, one more joke, and maybe one more text about my tires. Now, my mom, was the most beautiful, intelligent, wise, grounded, God-fearing mother. There really isn't words to explain
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent $49 on a power saver device.
There really isn't words to explain who she was, because she was everything. She loved hard, she gave endlessly, and she carried so much grace the way she moved through this world. She had this peaceful strength about her, and she poured that into every single one of our family members every single day. Her routine was, she was up before the sun every morning at 5 a.m. reading her Bible, working out, cooking, and handling her business like the powerhouse she was. She didn't just have faith, she lived it. And because of her, I saw what it's meant to walk with God, to stand tall, and to love your people unconditionally. One of my favorite things about my mom was her obsession with elephants. We have elephants everywhere in the house, figurines, paintings, trinkets. If it had a trunk, it was coming home with her. And it made sense because elephants represent wisdom, strength, and memory, all things that describe her perfectly. People always called her bubbly, and I used to laugh at that word, but honestly, it fit her so well. She had this lightness, this energy, this joy that was just hers, and she brought that same spirit everywhere she went, whether it was gardening, cooking, or just being present with the one she loved. She was the definition of what a mother is supposed to be. And I don't just say that because she is mine. I say that because she embodied it. She showed me what it looks like to show up for your family. She inspired me every single day. Watching her become the woman she was meant to be, it changed me. It changed how I see life, and it made me want to be better. I loved making her food whenever I could because we had the same taste buds, and that was one of our little things. I'm going to miss her laugh. I'm going to miss her compliments. I'm going to miss the way her words felt like medicine when I needed it most. I'm going to miss her energy. Because no one in the world was like my mother. She was truly one of a kind. I aspire to be everything she was in this lifetime, and I promise to fulfill everything she wanted in this lifetime. If I could tell her one more thing, it'd be, Mommy, I saw you. I saw everything that you were, everything you gave, everything you dreamed of, and I'll carry it with me. You are and you will always be my biggest inspiration. Behind my parents leave a legacy that's bigger than words. When my Uncle Joe passed in 2017, I saw something shift in them. I know they felt the pain heavy, but instead of letting it break them, they used it as fuel, and it lit a fire underneath them. And from that moment on, they locked in and got focused, and they elevated. I watched them build the life they talked about, the one they dreamed of. They bought their first big house, not just for themselves, but for all of us, for their grandchildren to grow up in, for their nieces and nephews to come over and feel loved. Every corner of our house has a purpose. I watched them renovate it, decorate it, fill it with memories, and every day they got up and grinded because they wanted better for us, and they made it happen. They did what they said they were gonna do. And to see them happy, fulfilled, and at peace, it made me proud because they did it together and they did it with love. I am so incredibly blessed that I got to move back home after 5 years away, and that I got to be with them for that year. Those days, those conversations, those little everyday moments, I'll hold on to forever for the rest of my life. I'm so incredibly blessed they gave me siblings, people I'll walk through this life with, carrying their strength. I'm so incredibly blessed that they set us up to win, both while here and even now while gone. Thank you, God, for giving me them. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything, for your love, your sacrifices, your guidance, your example. I love you more than words can ever express. And I promise you, as long as I'm breathing, your legacy will remain. I will carry your names with pride, and I'll make sure your stories are told. I will honor you. I will fight for you. I will get you the justice you deserve and the peace we deserve. So while this hurts more than I can ever explain, I won't let this pain silence me. I will let it push me. I will let it fuel me, just like they would, because they didn't raise me to fold. They raised me to finish what they started. Rest easy, Mom and Dad. You did more than enough, and I'll make sure the world never forgets it. Until I see you both again, I'll keep running this race for you. The marathon continues. Say I love you, Brittany and Papa.
Thanks, Papa.
Member of clergy and you were asked by the family to give remarks, you are welcome to come at this time. If you were asked by the family, yes, ma'am.
I would just like to share something with you that has brought me this far. I'm Tanisha's mother. And what God gave me was his word. And he took me to the Old Testament where he told me he took the man from his mother and his father and brought him together, and he joined him with his wife. And then he took me to the New Testament and he showed me where the two that he has joined together, let no man, let nothing come between. And then he turned around and gave me until death do them part. So I'm here to serve notice on the devil today. Because you didn't win. Even in death, you didn't master it. Because those two, once they return unto God, that one becomes two in him. And I just want to thank you for being here today.